Welcome back. It's day 4, and let's get to work. So let's go to our office as usual. Let's see what's gonna happen today. More witnesses? Maybe we can finally get some information about where that suspect Carl Reed identified is hanging out. Maybe we can even arrest him. Who knows? Probably not, though. Gotta take care of some woman stuff, Bonds. Be right back. Again, she's leaving. This is suspicious. Every time we come in, she has to go away. And every time she closes that drawer. Wish we could open it. It's locked. Anything on the bulletin board today? No. And we have another note in our inbox. You removed the subpoena. You are commanded to appear in the Lytton Municipal Court as a witness in the case of the People versus Juan Ruiz. Oh, that's the slow-driving car. He said he'd see us in court, and I guess he wasn't kidding. You remembered you cited Mr. Ruiz for impeding traffic. Okay. We should head over to the courthouse then. But before we do that, there's something else I want to take care of. Remember day 1? When we went to pick up our computer access card, Mike said that he had a tracking device, but that it was currently in use and it would be back in 3 days. Well, 3 days have passed, so let's see if he has the tracking device now. It's something that seems like it would be useful at some point. Otherwise, they wouldn't include it in the game. So let's see if he has it now. And if so, if we can get it. I don't think talking to him will help. The head technician, Mike Downs, stops his work and says, "Listen, Sarge, I'm a very busy person." Okay. Well, you might remember that when Mike was checking to see if the tracking device had been returned already, he looked in his desk drawer, so let's check there. You look in the cabinet to see what loaner equipment is in stock. You see a tracking device in the drawer. Let's take it with us. You remove the tracking device from Mike's desk drawer. Now, don't forget to return the tracker either. Don't worry, I won't. Now let's head to court. And now comes something that I really am not sure how Sierra reasonably expects you to know this before you've done it wrong once. If you go to the court now, they'll ask for a particular piece of paperwork which you won't have, and then you'll lose the case. Of course, then you'll know that you need it, so you can go back and retrieve it. But that's a bit stupid. And the only real hint that you get beforehand is in the manual. It says that if you have to appear in court, you should make sure to prepare the appropriate paperwork. But that means that in this case you have to get the calibration chart for the police car speedometer from the car. How you're supposed to know that, I don't know. I certainly don't think I would have gotten that right if I hadn't been playing this game with a walkthrough the first time I played it, because of my poor English skills, like I explained before. You reach over and open the glove compartment. And there's the calibration chart. It's a speedometer calibration chart, a service record for this car's speedometer. Departmental policy requires that all speedometers be calibrated every 90 days. So we'll need that to prove that the speed we clocked Mr. Ruiz at was actually correct. Thinking about your upcoming court appearance, you wisely decide to take the speedometer calibration chart with you. You cannot drive that car anymore. You might have been able to tell because we didn't leave in it automatically, which otherwise we would have. And Pat comes with us, even though she has no business at the court. Guess she doesn't have anything better to do. Okay. The court, then, is between Peach and Rose on 8th Street, which is over there. I mean, we have to turn left here. Speed up a little to get to 8th Street. I wonder what Pat thinks about our speeding habits. And the court should be on our left here. And it's not a turn off because there was no arrow on the sign. It's just a matter of stopping and getting out. I'll be waiting for you in the car, boss. You do that. We haven't been to a courthouse since Police Quest 1. I wonder if Judge Palmer is still presiding. You take the witness chair next to the Deputy District Attorney. The bailiff says in a loud voice, "All rise for the Honorable Judge Mildred Simpson." I guess it's not Judge Palmer anymore. Or maybe there's more than one judge who works here. That's also entirely possible. The bailiff says in a loud voice, "Court is now in session. Please be seated." Directing her attention to the prosecutor, Judge Simpson says, "Mr. Cannon, please call your first witness in the People versus Ruiz." The people call Officer Sonny Bonds to the stand, Your Honor. I guess we have to take the oath before we can do that. Officer, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Please state your name and occupation for the court. Sonny Bonds, Detective Sergeant with the LPD. She's typing furiously over there. Officer Bonds, on September 14, you issued a citation to Juan Jose Ruiz. Is that correct? No, that date is nonsense. The stabbing of Marie was on March 30, according to our computer. So how could it also have been September 14th? Yes, that's correct. Officer Bonds, do you see Mr. Ruiz anywhere in the courtroom? You point out Mr. Ruiz and say, "That's the man there, seated at the defendant's table." Speaking to the court reporter, "Let the record reflect that Officer Bonds has identified the defendant, Mr. Juan Ruiz." Officer Bonds, would you please describe the events which led up to your issuing a citation to Mr. Ruiz? Certainly. I had a routine traffic duty that day. I had been on duty for about 6 hours and was patrolling the highway when I drove up a line of slow-moving cars in the fast lane. I pulled around them in the slow lane, and when I reached the head of the line I saw Mr. Ruiz in the 1958 Ford Fairlane. I could see immediately that he was going way under the speed limit, so I clocked him. My speedometer registered 35 miles an hour. That's a lie, man! Irritated, Judge Simpson raps her gavel. You're out of order, Mr. Ruiz. You'll have a chance to tell your side of the story in due time. Officer Bonds, could you show the court the speedometer calibration chart for the police vehicle you were operating that day? Yes, we can, but we'll do it in the next video.